Hey Chris,
Hello.
how are you?
I'm great. I'm so excited to finally talk with you.
It's a real pleasure to meet you finally. And Chris, how are you today?
I am doing well, thank you. Can you hear everything okay on my end?
Yes, I can hear you good.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Excellent. I can hear you well too. Thank you.
Awesome. So, how is the holiday season going on for you?
You know what? It's crazy busy, but there's a lot of beautiful moments and you just got to make them happen too. I'll tell you that. How about for you, my friend?
Uh, it's a bit down for me this year as I lost my father earlier this year, so it's not a good year for me. So it's like going on.
I'm sorry to hear that, and all my love to you and your family. I lost my mother in August, so I certainly
I'm
understand
really
the first
sorry.
holiday without them.
I'm really
So
sorry, Chris. Really sorry about that.
yeah.
So, Chris, last month, 17th, you put up your new album, The Forest Witch. So, would you like to tell me a bit about the songwriting and the production that goes behind this new album?
Yeah, I'd love to tell you about the Forest Witch. It's our newest album that we put out. Olathia has been around for quite some time. And like many bands, you have personnel changes or the downtime with COVID, whatever anybody's past is. But the thing you do is when you love metal and want to perform it and create it, you just keep going. So with this album, our lineup has been solidified. We changed during COVID from a two guitar lineup to a one guitar lineup. We met our friend Dylan Andrus, who is all of 22 now. And he is just an amazing soul and guitarist. And when we started working together, it just immediately became a synergy of fun and creativity that took us in a new direction. We have heavier elements, but there is a lot of melody to it as well. I don't know. We kind of call ourselves a power thrash metal band. I'm not sure where to put us. I just think we're metal, but the songwriting and to work with four people from beginning to end in an album is really, really cool. And what we wanted to do is just take people on the ride. We have a lot of different facets to what Olathia does. So, sometimes I'm going to punch you in the gut and sometimes I'm going to hug you real hard. And sometimes we're going to cry on each other's shoulders and lift each other up. So, I think that's what music ultimately is about, is to move each other and to work with Dylan, the guitarist, Joe Lowry, the drummer, and Terry Boole Johnson, the bass player, is a lot of fucking fun. I gotta tell you. So the Forest Witch is what came out of it. We also just released a video for it, and then next year we're going to have some other videos popping as well.
Fantastic, fantastic. And a fascinating cover art that goes behind this album. So, would you like to tell me the making of this art and the work and the person behind the making of the art?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question, Keith. That's awesome. Visuals and tangible items are very important to us. I know it's a digital world, but I don't know, at the end of the day, I'm going to be sitting down listening to my music, whether it's the headphones or whether I'm doing some stuff around the house. And sometimes to just be able to sit with it and have something to look at is really, really cool. So we have what we call our fifth member, which is Matt Moser, and he is our creative element. He does our visuals, he does our photographs, he does a lot of our graphics. He really does pretty much everything. He created that concept for the Forest Witch. And what's really cool with working with Matt is we let him hear the music and then he feels what he feels about it. So he is a total creative element with it as well. And what we did with the Force Witch, besides the really cool cover artwork, is we created tarot lyric cards. And you got to shoot me your address and I'll send you something. So each song has its own artwork that's depicted, and then there's lyrics on the back side of the tarot card. And then we also have the band members. And so each song he got to artistically figure out what he wanted to say or portray with that. So it's a really cool thing to have in your hands. And so whether you're listening to it digitally, you could still get these, or if you want to pick it up at our shows. And I don't know, I love stuff like in my hand. So, but Matt's amazing, and we just let him go. He's a part of us with the creative vision, and whatever he does is beyond what we could even think of.
Fantastic, fantastic. And talking about the album, was there some kind of concept or a theme that was put behind this album?
Just us, DIY all the way from Cleveland, Ohio. But I will say, we do have Cleveland has an amazing metal scene, and it's very supportive. There's a lot of great musicians from this area, and everybody works together. And there is a studio that I've worked with forever. It's called Mercenary Studios. Midnight records out of there because they're from Cleveland. A lot of other bands that people don't even know get mixed there. But Noah Buchanan works also as our producer. So he is an important element into what comes out too. But we like to bring him pretty polished things and then, all right, see where you can take this, and give us ideas. And, it's not done until it's done. When you're in the studio, you might have something that just flies at you unless you got to try it. So that's the fun of it.
And talking about the album, eight amazing heavy metal awesomeness, that's what I call it. Fantastic work from you guys. Great,
Thank you.
amazing musicianship, precision on each and every part in this album. Totally loved each and every song for this album. So I want to thank you and the entire band for putting up an amazing album this year. And as a creator, as a maker of this album, how do you guys feel about the outcome of this new album?
It's the best work we've done. And it feels like a real authentic reflection of everybody in it and where we're at with things. You know, we write for ourselves because at the end of the day, it is an art and you need to be happy with it or release whatever emotion and energy that you have. And then to have people like dig it and connect with it. And I've had, people already sending me emails like, hey, thanks a lot for Fight. That lifted me up today, or that made me feel like, yeah, I can do this. So when you get that connection, I mean, wow, it just gives me goosebumps when that happens.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I know the album release was almost a month. I mean, it was a month before. And did you guys do something special on the day of the release?
We did. We're all about, like I said, the tangible stuff. And Cleveland is our hometown, and we have such a great community here that we did a show in our backyard and says, hey, you guys can all pick up the CD here in person first. It's not going to be out digitally for another month. So let's just have a big party with all of our friends. And it was awesome. And we even had some people that, like our buddy flew in from Arizona. We had some other people travel in, which was amazing support and just so cool.
Awesome. And talking about touring, any big plans for 2024?
Yeah, we just announced that we will be at the Legions of Metal Festival in Chicago at Reggie's at the beginning of May. We are hosting our own festival called Shotgun Bowl on Sunday, February 4th. We did this last year because we're looking at the calendar and man, it's the Sunday before Super Bowl. There's no football on, nobody's doing anything. I'm like, that's a day we can get together as metalheads. So we did this great event, 8 bands from 2 to 7, and it was a huge hit. So we're doing it again this year. And it's great because it gives us an opportunity to get our buddies in from out of town. Race played with us last year. They're phenomenal. And Lady Beast from Pittsburgh. This year, Destructor is going to be playing with us, and just a whole host of really great bands. And we have some other things that are starting to pop. So just keep watching the page because we plan on going everywhere and anywhere that we can. So if you want us in your area, Keith, we'll come, okay?
Awesome. Chris, that'd be awesome. Fantastic. And and 2 weeks back, you released your first music video, the self-titled, I mean, the title of this album, The Forest Witch. A great song, an amazing video. I know that you guys went in the middle of the night in the forest, walked 8, 9 hours out there to make this video. So would you like to tell me about the making of this video?
So doing videos is a whole another set of skills and concepts. But really what we do is just like, hey, what do we feel about this song? What do we want to do? And we don't try to put any limits on things, and see what you can do. And we work with this guy named Gabe from Riffster Productions, who's just awesome. And he's always up for any crazy ideas. So we had this really a lot that we wanted to shoot. So we started early in the day. It actually was day, but he made it look really cool and moody, like at night, because of the skills. And we went out in the woods and did a bunch of live footage and then hit our cool witches. And we're really telling the urban tale, our urban tale of the forest witch. And the thing that was challenging that none of us even thought about was, hey man, when you're in the woods, it is not flat anywhere you go. So
Yeah.
we literally were falling on our asses, like, because we're performing and doing our thing. So I had a couple ferns in my outfit by the end of the day, and you just made it work. We were all sweaty and crazy, but that's what you do. You leave it all there, whether it's on stage or in the woods. And it's fun to do video because I'm a big ham. So if you put the camera in front of me, I'm gonna give you a show.
Fantastic. And earlier you said like you're also working on a few more videos from this album, but do you have some kind of concrete plan on which song you want to go with?
The next song with the video to be released will be Shotgun. So that song was inspired by our roadie, Chris Hunter. He's just like an amazing dude full of energy. And when you're driving home from a turn and burn a couple hours away and it's 3 a.m., he's the guy that you want next to you because he will talk all the way home. He never sleeps, I swear to God. And so whenever we have a show, he's always like, come on, when are we going? What time are we going? What time do I get to be there? When are we going? And we wrote the song with an 80s throwback vibe feel because it used to be back in those days, man, you'd go to the show and there'd be a big parking lot party, and it was like an event all day. And then the radio stations would play the songs after the concert. It just was so great. So the song is absolutely about that and how awesome it is to go to a live show because that is the true experience that you will have forever. So Shotgun is about us just getting together at the jam spot. Other people seem to find out about it. One of the people is a giant beer, another one's a giant bong. So they somehow connected our worlds. And it's just a really fun video. And we just invited a bunch of our friends out to come and have a shotgun party with us. So I think people will dig it. It's really fun and it's got that 80s vibe that we all love forever.
Looking forward to it, Chris. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And in 2014, you kicked off with your demo, and now you have three full-length albums and an EP. So, how has this musical journey has been for you guys so far?
You know what? It's quite interesting to look back and see where you go. One of the things that I always like about people who just put their foot forward, even if you're not ready, is just start it. It doesn't matter. You're never going to be 100% ready for anything. And I can see the growth of this band from where we started to where we are now. And it's just getting in there and doing it. So it's really cool to see that growth. And for myself, like getting to work with Dylan and Joe, our drummer, Joe Lowry, who drums with us, he also plays in a death metal band called Nunslaughter, and they tour all over. And he is amazing, he's a beast. And it's cool because he gets to do some different things in this band, than what he does in his other bands. Same thing for Dylan. He is also in a thrash band called Assault. And it's brutal, and in your face, but here he gets to get his blues on and some groove and some things like that. And Terry brings a lot of different things to the table. He's in like 4 bands. Like he is just an amazing musician. So we all have growth because of who you meet along the way too, and who you connect with. And I think you just keep going, no matter where you think you're at, you just start it and you keep going. And the right people find you if you have the right heart and you are just going.
Fantastic, fantastic. And I know there have been a lot of great, wonderful moments over the years, but is there something special that you want to share with me today?
Oh man. So for me, like Warlock, Doro Pesh was my woman growing up that I just would sing every song, and try to be like her. And I just loved the power that she had in that little package. And also, I always felt like even though she was a woman, she's just a metalhead too, just another one of all of us. And that's how I always feel too. I'm a woman. I got, some grit about me, and you just do it. It doesn't matter, woman, man, whatever. But I don't know. It's just fun. She was definitely my inspiration, though, I will say. And Ronnie James Dio. I love you, Ronnie.
A legend, I would say. Also. Also. And apart from the touring and the new music videos that you're working on, is there some big plans for 2024?
So we are already writing more material. We have a new cover that we will release for Shotgun Bowl. And yeah, I'm just going to write and just keep getting out there. And we also have another video after Shotgun. We're going to release a video for our version of Hall of the Mountain King.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. And as a band, what would be the big dream?
It would be great to be able to do this for a living. I mean, that truly is the dream. Um, it's very hard. Everybody knows in this day and age, but it doesn't matter. Just keep doing it. But besides that, to be doing it for a living, the dream that I feel we're already living is we get to do something creative. Not everybody can do that for a lot of different reasons. Not necessarily because they don't want to. They maybe just don't have the means or the time, or there's other commitments, and I get that. But for me, somehow I cut through that. When I need to, but I also have supportive people who help me. So the dream is to live your life. Be authentic, metal it out, have fun with people, and so that is already a part of it, because the experiences are just amazing. Every time I meet a metalhead, where are you from? What? Who do you know? And it's just so great. But if you could do it for a living, which we're shooting for that would be amazing.
Also, I really hope things turn good out for you guys. Also,
Thank you.
and musically speaking, like I know bands get evolved and there'll be a lot of changes coming over the years. And do you have some kind of plan? Like currently you are into power, thrash, heavy metal genre, but in the future, do you have plans to evolve into more new awesomeness into the metal genres?
Oh man, I love how you said that. New awesomeness. Thank you. you know, as an artist, I don't think anybody ever wants to not stretch themselves, because there's so many things that you can do. Or when you're jamming, this person does this and it leads you into this direction. Some of the material we're writing for the next outgiving that we'll do for the CD really has like a bit of a doomy edge to it. So we'll see wherever it goes. We just let it take us there. You feel, when you're on the right direction, because you just feel it, and you want to go down that road and explore it, even though you don't know where you're going to end up.
Amazing. And the songwriting process, is there some kind of concept or some kind of topics that you particularly focus on, or is it just diverse that you, whatever that comes into your mind, you just write it out?
So it's pretty diverse. When I first started doing original songs, I would like pick a topic, and I'd find like there's sites online where people would have music, and I would just grab that, and like I would just try to say, hey, okay, what's the last book I read? I'm gonna write a song right now in 2 hours about that. To challenge myself and to try to get my ideas from here to the pen to out my mouth in the way I want it, faster. And that was a really fun exercise to do, for a long time. What happens now is my gut instinct kicks in. The guys will be coming up with something, and maybe it's based on a feeling like, hey, we want to be a little more sludgy today, or man, let's just like rip it out. And what happens for me is I always get the chorus first. So we'll be working on something, a chorus will pop into my head. I don't even know where it comes from. And then from whatever that chorus is where the song forms. So like for Shotgun, for example, the chorus is, when are we going? Time to rock and roll, ready for, and like, I knew immediately, oh my God, I'm writing a song about Hunter and how fun it is to go to the live show. So let's just structure the rest of this and it'll all fall into place. And it did. So I just let it come to me. I'm almost like the vessel for whatever pops in my head, and I let anything pop in my head.
Fantastic, Chris. And from Cleveland, Ohio to the world, how do you feel about the musical awesomeness that you've been spreading around the world now?
It is amazing to have people like you and the social media outlets to connect all around the world. It used to be you're putting flyers on the windshields in the car parking lots, and we still do that. We still put like physical flyers around our record stores and at the booth store, my meat market, because that's where we all go as metalheads. But this is like the social media version of doing that, and you could connect with anybody around the world. And it just blows my mind. It's just amazing. And the friends that I've made and the connections and to get to follow them and their journeys, I just love it. It's crazy cool. It's crazy cool. You can get lost in it though. You could spend all day on here, and you gotta reel back sometimes. but it's a great tool to have and to meet people.
Fantastic. And we all have so much of metal idols for us, but is there someone that you have on in mind that you really want to go along and have some works together in the future?
Oh my God. If I could record with Roy Z and write songs with him, that would be amazing. And then I also have this fantasy with James Hetfield and Charlie Starr of Blackberry Smoke that we write a song together. And then I have this other weird fantasy. Boy, this is a good question you asked, Keith. That Dolly Parton does
Oh,
a
yeah.
cover, Rainbow Eyes. I think she would just be amazing at that because she makes you cry. She's such a beautiful songwriter. So, it'd be wonderful to cross paths with someone and just see what happens.
Amazing, amazing. And Chris, finally, any message that you have for the fans around the world?
I'm just really happy that we've gotten a warm welcome for Olathia and that people are sharing the music. That's the best thing you can do for an independent artist is to share the music, go to the live shows, support the merch. And I appreciate every single one of anyone who has tuned in, whether they liked it or not, but took the time to do that. And I just want to say it's metal for life. I love you people for life, and go to every live show that you can because those are magic, magic moments.
Absolutely. And Chris, I want to thank you so much for giving me today this wonderful opportunity to have you on this interview. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to listen to your wonderful music, The Forest, which a great album again, like I said earlier, and the power, the energy, and the musical awesomeness, totally mind-blowing. So totally loving you guys. And I'm really hoping to see you guys on the road and looking out for more great musical awesomeness from you guys. And I wish you and the band all success in the coming days.
Thank you so much, Keith. I really appreciate your time and reaching out to talk. It's been great to meet you. And I want to ask you, what song have you gravitated to the most on the album? What are some of the highlights for you?
I would say I love each and every song because I'm a guy who comes from the late 70s who goes and listen to the entire album, not just picking songs here and there. That's how I went come into the music scene. So it's like I want to say that each and every song has its own awesomeness in this album. So that I cannot pick any particular song for this album. It's like each song is awesome. So I'm just keeping it that way.
No, no, you know what? I appreciate that because even though it's a world of singles, we put a lot of thought into the order of the songs and it as a whole package, a listening experience from start to finish. So I totally get what you're saying. And that's really cool to immerse yourself and just be in it from beginning to end. So thank you for doing that. That's killer.
My pleasure. Thank you, Chris. And I wish you and the entire band a Merry Christmas and a fantastic New Year 2024. And all the best to you guys.
Thank you. And I wish the same to you and your family. And I'll be thinking of your dad, through the holidays here and you as well. So thank you so much, my friend. It was so great to talk to you.
We're talking to you, Chris, and have a great day ahead. Take care of
You
yourself.
too. You too. I'll keep you posted when the new videos pop. So
Absolutely, Chris. Thank you. Okay, let's be connected. Take care of yourself and hope to talk to you soon on another interview.
sounds good. Thank you so much for your time. Take care. Bye bye
Bye.
now.
Bye.